Hello, my name is Rebecca Gibney, and I am a curriculum and online learning specialist at the Blast Intermediate Unit 17, and I am here to talk to you today about Edpuzzle. So Edpuzzle is a really neat technology tool to use in the classroom if you're interested in flipping your classroom. The basic question of why Edpuzzle? Remember, when you're incorporating technology, it's not just one more thing, and you're not doing it just because it's the next big thing, but you're doing it to really enhance content that you've already created. So something that's really neat is it's interactive for the student. The student, you can embed some questions, some narratives, some multiple choice questions, and I'm going to show you that in a bit, but it's very interactive for the student. So it's not just that the student's going to sit there and listen. It's also good for using existing lessons. So you can embed some videos that you may have already created, and then you can customize the content. If you don't have the videos already created, Edpuzzle has a huge bank of videos for pretty much most content areas, if not all. And if you have a district account, you can start building curriculum there, building to building, grade level to grade level, content to content. So it already has a lot of videos populated. Another thing that I like in the classroom is that you can track the student progress. You can see how long they watched each portion of the video. You can see what they got right, what they got wrong. You make comments right in the video for them. In their feedback. And you can see how many times they watched it. So it's really good for some differentiation and to get some small group instruction from that. And like I said, you could flip a lesson before a lesson, during a lesson, and at the end of a lesson. So the ins and outs of Edpuzzle. So in order to do this, I'm going to take you to edpuzzle.com. Okay, so you would just go and type in Edpuzzle. You would click there, and I'm already logged in, but you would create your account. If I were you, I would probably I'd probably use your Google account if you already have one, so it's easier for you to follow and to remember your password. If your district already has an account, you on the left side here will have something like it would say your school district right there, or your building, whatever you associate yourself with. So if I'm a teacher and I'm first creating a site, what I would do is get familiar with what you're looking at right now, this dashboard. So this is my home button. And then over here to the left, I have curriculum. So this is if Edpuzzle, like they already have some things curated for you. Your district, and then your own content. What videos have you already used? So you can see for one of my professional developments, I've already used a video. Underneath that, you can see here is popular channels. So you can search anything on Edpuzzle that's already created, YouTube, Khan Academy, and so on. So those are all the videos that you can work with. So if I look at, let's choose just Edpuzzle right now. And say I want to do a video on government, or let's say I want to do a little video on flipped classroom. Okay, so here are all the options that are already created on Edpuzzle. These little, like points, pinpoints, they tell you how many questions are already created by this person that has created this video. So this one has 4 questions already in it, this one has 6, and so on. So that's how you can tell. You can see right here there are no questions embedded. So let's say I'm interested in this first one. I click on it. Okay. It's going to tell you sort of where the questions are. You can see on the right side. Sorry, my screen's a little cut off. And then what you're going to do is you're going to preview it. So if I press play, okay, and so on. If I would like to edit it, I can edit the video and make my own questions. I can delete their questions, make my own, and so on. If I would like to copy it and just use this, I can make a copy of it and then edit it as well in my own content. And I can also assign it or share it to a classroom. So you might be wondering, well, how do I set up my classes? So up here, if you look at classes, you would click My Classes, and then you would add new class, create your class, and so forth. When you go to share, so I would go up here to, this is my professional development class, okay, class code. So this is the code. When students create their accounts, then they would go to edpuzzle.com, sign in as a student, and then this is the code that they would put in. It's a one-time thing. So once they join your classroom, they're always in your classroom. They would just type in that code and they're in. So that is the Edpuzzle end of things. And then I'll show you the gradebook in a bit. If I were to go back and I go to click on content right up there, you can see gradebook there, but I have some people in there, so I don't want to sort of show it with names. If I would click on YouTube video, 10 amazing science tricks using liquid. Okay, so say I would want to use this video. I preview it, I like it, I want to use it. I would assign it. You could assign it this way and put it to a class. You can prevent skipping, which is cool, so like the kids can't just go straight to the ends. Okay. I could also copy it and then watch it and then assign it and move it. Or I could edit it. When I edit it, you press play so you can crop the video if it's too long. You can do some, if you want a voiceover. Okay, so here I would stop it then and I click this microphone and they'd record my voice. So then you have some, you can speak over the video. I'm sorry, you wouldn't stop it, you just keep talking. But the audio notes is where there I'd play it. I'd click here and then it would record me saying some notes to my students as they're watching it. And then quizzes. If I want to add some questions, I click the question mark. And you can see here that you can have open-ended questions. You can have multiple choice questions like here. Make sure you mark which one's correct because it will auto grade it for you. And you can also comment. Instead of doing a voiceover, you can comment. Once you do this, you click save and then up top finish, and that'll allow you to assign it. So if we go back here to this presentation here, those are the ins and outs of Edpuzzle. Again, you're going to want to just play around with it and find what works best for you. But once your students get in the course and they start, watching the videos and they really dive into it, this is what the teacher view would look like. Now, on the left-hand side here, there would be the student names, but obviously I blocked that out for confidentiality reasons. But you'll see how far they watched. So for example, here, this person watched 100%, whereas some of them barely watched it. And some never watched it at all. You can see if they turned it in, if they didn't. And then even closer up over here, you'll see what they chose as their results and their answers, and you can comment right back to them. In the bottom right-hand graphic, you can see how long they spent on each part of the video. If they watched it again, and so forth. So you'll be able to really track which students struggled with it and which did not. So how you could use this in the classroom. I explained a couple of these with your why, but like I said, you could flip a lesson, pre, during, or post. How I've seen Edpuzzle used in the classroom, you can use it for homework if there's internet access at home. You can use it to educate the parents. Sometimes you just need to bridge that gap between, what the students are learning in the classroom and what parents are learning, how they used to learn. So if parents can log on and watch these videos, it can be helpful. You can use it in station work, sub-plans, because your students can still be working and you have an eye on them here even when you're out. You can also use it for summative and formative assessments. So if your students create a video, you can upload it, and then you could also use that to have other students give feedback or answer some of the questions students have made. And it's sort of like a one-stop shop for reviewing. So If I make a grammar video and I leave it up in my classroom all year long and I don't give it a due date, students can always go back and review content in my classroom. So that's a little bit about Edpuzzle. If you have any other further questions, please feel free to reach out and I'll answer them as best as I can. And if not, we'll reach out to the creators of Edpuzzle who are really great to work with. Hope this was helpful.